Welcome back, everybody, to the Arkansas State Red Wolves Dynasty. Here in Season 3, we are having the best start to a season we've had yet, winning all 4 of our non-conference games, including 2 thrilling finishes against Arkansas and Tulane. This series is still really young, and it's already produced so many fantastic games. Can't wait to see what's next, as today we get into Sun Belt play with the expectations higher than they've really ever been. We won 8 games a season ago, including our bowl game, and are on a really good stretch, having found ways to take games in the clutch. And along the way, we've had some new players break out. This has been a very different team. And one player that was instrumental in our win against Tulane was tight end Jabari Bush. It was his first real chance to be the main tight end, as the running game wasn't doing well and we were trailing, looking for answers in the passing game. And Jabari Bush gave us those answers, having a 7-catch, 152-yard game, scoring 3 touchdowns. Now, this game did go to 7 overtimes, so it inflates the stats a bit. But I think this performance has warranted a chance to be the starting tight end. We're still going to play Jackson Warren, but feature Bush more as a receiving threat. And conference play opens with us taking on Marshall. We've been the second highest scoring team in the Sun Belt, largely skewed by all the points in that 7 overtime finish. Marshall is scoring a good bit less, 23.3 points per game. And they're also allowing a significant amount of points, 33.5 per game. Alberto Mendoza is the quarterback. He's completing 49% of his passes this season. Jamari Sands is the lead running back. And Early Newsome has the most receiving yards, but this has not been a very dynamic team, and they have just 1 victory. The area I'm watching out for with them is their defensive line. Their edge rushers are 2 of their best players, and the athleticism of Chris Jones is ridiculous. 92 speed and 98 acceleration can get you into the top 5 of the NFL draft without even having good production. That athleticism is rare, and I'm not sure how we're going to look defending it. And again this week, we're on the road, and you can't discount any opponent when you're in their house. These games can get strange, and it's not like we're 4-0 dominating teams. We got so lucky in these last 2 weeks, and we could use some more stable play going forward. The Thundering Herd take on the Red Wolves as Sun Belt play in Season 3 gets underway. And this one's going to be taken up to the 20. Some hesitation here. We'll have them at the 20-yard line for quarterback Alberto Mendoza. Would like to see our defense have a better first half. We have not started games great over the past 2 weeks. First throw goes outside the numbers, a gain of 4. And back to pass again. Mendoza checks it down. They cannot reach for the first down. And we've been really good defending the run. What a call from Marshall. He pulls it back, and Mendoza gets a first down. They run the same thing to the right side, and Mendoza's hit down by Samaj Bridgman. I lucked into some really good defensive players in the portal. I'm not scouting those players. I don't have the hours to do it, but we're getting lucky. They have some really good skills, and we just gave up a first down pass. Samu Tamanu Pepe here, number 88. He's been a huge difference maker in the running game, but here we have the running back getting loose, and it's a gain of 8. Noah Herrick, he's shaken up on the play. But Tamanu Pepe, he's sitting on 9 TFLs and 3 sacks on the season. On 2nd and 2, it's a quick pass, and they're marching. Blitzing Mendoza, he steps up, and Charlie Collins takes him down, and Mendoza is hurt. They sent 4 receivers to the end zone, and there was no opening. Ja'Kai Long enters the game as the QB2. And Marshall is on the edge of field goal range, looking for opening drive points. We send for Long. He's got time and lofts dangerously. It's picked off. Devon Jolly. Our third pick defensively this season. Max Souls is now shaken up as there were 3 players who had to leave the game on that opening possession. Just a bad ball, not a chance that had to be taken. And Arkansas State will take over. And it's Caleb Hicks. And the last couple games have just been tough to get the run game established. We kind of broke through in the second half of the last game, but when we have like 11 yards in the third quarter, things are off track. It's a play fake, and Jabari Bush, man-to-man miss, and they mark him short. Jackson Warren balances out the formation, and Hicks barely got it. I feel like teams are stacking the box against us quite a bit. Tipped at the line, incomplete. They cover up the screen well, but now Hicks, he's wrapped up after crossing the 50. We go with 4 receivers this time. DeMar Alba checks in. And there is Xavier Johnson running away. Brought down at the 27. Johnson leads the team in receiving. Came in with 356 receiving yards. Again, they have 8 men in the box. We run a play fake. Lofted out. Past Bush. Incomplete. Again, targeting Johnson in the middle. They defend it that time. Brings up a tough third down. Rolling to the right. And incomplete again. Plenty of pressure on him there. That was Jared Smith II. So we're going to send out the field goal team then. We're kicking into the wind. And Clayton Amaya gets it up. Nearly blocked, but he puts 3 on the board. That happened against Temple. It looked like they were going to block it, but just came up empty on the attempt. Mendoza back in for Marshall as they'll get a little jet sweep going, and Bridgman takes care of that, loss of 3. Mendoza on third down, off the fake, throws over the middle, and it's intercepted again. A multi-interception day. These don't come often. Picked off by number 32, Jaden Cotton. His coverage was perfect. Mendoza tried to throw a jump ball, and the tight end didn't even get off the ground. I'm trying to remember. I think 4 interceptions might be tied for the series record in the season. Like, we have not forced turnovers much at all in this series. Now we're back to pass. This one is launched. It's caught. Xavier Johnson. Touchdown, Red Wolves. He burns them off the line here. The safety's actually able to come over, though. It's not a gimme touchdown, but what a catch. Those aren't often completed. 4th touchdown for Xavier Johnson. It's great to have a dominant number 1 receiver again. Option now and flipped outside. A good run for Jamari Sands to start this possession. I saw that there is an update coming to CFB 26, probably by the time this video goes up. It's a run. Bridgman on the quick tackle, loss of 1. As soon as I saw that, I knew, okay, I'm recording Arkansas State today. We're getting some games in before the update hits. So just know that I'm not on the newest patch quite yet. Alberto Mendoza, he throws and just checks it down as they need to avoid mistakes. On 3rd and 7, we're getting through. Down he goes. And it's Samu Tamanu Pepe. Hoping to get this snap off in time. We do. It's 3rd down and 6. And oh no, it got picked. What a play for Marshall, and they'll get back in the game. It's a pick six for Jared Smith. He gets pressured here by number 49, and then that impacts the throw. We're just trying to throw it to Harrell, and it's just a complete mess as Marshall gets a touchdown. What a huge play. Marshall needed something just like that. Caleb Hicks will get 3. 5 carries, 12 yards. Already working Damar Alba into the game. I think he's a good fit for what we need to focus on today as Hicks gets 5. But I respect their pass rush, and I think we have to get the ball out a little faster. And I know Alba's a little bit more of a dynamic player with the ball in his hands. What is this aggressiveness they're coming out with? Okay. Does anybody back out? No. All right, then. It is Johnson! Down the field, first down. If you're going to give us that look, you better defend the deep ball. Shades of the Buffalo Dynasty and Braylon Staley. As we get a first down, we're going back to Johnson. A big first half, and he's already over 100 yards on the day. It's a give to Hicks. Bouncing this outside. He will go and score. Arkansas State back up a couple possessions. They almost blocked the extra point. That's the 3rd straight time they had a chance and didn't block it. They got to prove they can do something offensively. They've had 2 drives end in interceptions. This one's going to open with Mendoza, and he found a receiver who bounces away, and DeCambra saves a touchdown. If there's anything that this game continues to teach me, it's that you have not figured out what type of day it is after a quarter. These games flip, and there are game-changing plays all the time. Inside the 20 rumbles Tracy Stevens. Keeper. This has worked before. Mendoza. What a choice there. He could have stayed patient and maybe gotten another block, but he got the first down. He hands off now. Running room inside the 5, and Marshall has a touchdown. It's Jamari Sands. I'm very conflicted approaching this defense. I do respect the pass rush. It's made an impact already, but they continue to play with heavier boxes, a lot of single high. They're daring me to throw it downfield, saying their pass rush is going to be able to get there. And not this time with J.J. Harrell running into Marshall territory, a first down. Receivers kind of flipped this time, and Grant strong arms it. Single high again from Marshall. Pressure is coming. And the pass from Grant sails by Xavier Johnson. Call the play here that we scored on last episode, where we have the crossing pattern and then tight end's going to be here on kind of a double move, and they end up playing man coverage, so it doesn't open up the same way. But I didn't want to throw cross body there. I have a chance at it getting undercut. Yeah, Grant just a little strong. This is a great chance for Marshall. They could go tie the game or grab the lead after 2 first-half picks as they run the draw for 5. It's a fake. Pass is overthrown. That's the first ball he's passed that has hit the ground. Who can own these final few minutes now? 3rd and 3. Over the middle and a conversion. Cameron Courtney. 2 minutes left now for Marshall at the 48. Incomplete. And got to defend the sticks now as Mendoza checks it down. We're going to burn a timeout. Taking over with 1:45 on the clock, and we'll get it to Damar Alba. That's 8. Throwing with Grant. It's Harrell on the reception. First down. Yeah, these looks gave us a problem. I do need to be adjusting the protection, as a matter of fact, on these. And with a half slide, that looks a little bit cleaner. As they do send pressure. Oh, Grant is sacked. I'm worried about the overload. They bring two linebackers on the other side. Kind of feel like I just got Flores there a little bit. 30 seconds remaining now. And breaking open is Damar Alba. The freshman is ready. See how deep they play those three safeties here? Like 40 yards off the line. Well, we're going to look to attack them underneath with Bush. Stops the clock. One timeout remaining. Heading to the air again. And, oh, Johnson just dropped it. A mistake he almost never makes. Jabari Bush. We're going to have to call it there. Timeout. Winds at our back here. This would be, I think, a series-long kick. 57 yards for Clayton Amaya. Does he have enough? On the way! And he drilled it! From long range, and Arkansas State takes a 6-point lead into halftime. Pretty fun first half there. Looks a lot different if Marshall doesn't have that lucky defensive touchdown. Second half underway. I got to give some credit to their defense, though. They did make that interception happen. It was because they made a good play. They allowed chaos to happen there. But they're fast, a little unpredictable. We got to be careful against them. Here's Jabari Bush, gain of 7. Back to pass here on third down. Wide open is the freshman Alba. This is one of those things we have to go to more in the running game is a little bit off. We have J.J. Harrell lined up in the backfield again. And he's going to make the catch and get us 7. We're going to keep it on the ground here. Hicks broke a tackle and earns the first down. Hicks again, getting a lane. We'll take 6. Now we're going to look to swing it out. This is Hicks again. He gets the first down. They'll call that one a rush, though. Now Cedric Hawkins, third player to line up in the backfield here on this drive. Gain of 4. Third down, Arkansas State. And here's Grant. He throws over the middle, and there is running back Caleb Hicks. That's a play that was getting us defensively a couple weeks back. Inside the 5, trying to cap off. A great start to the second half as Hicks runs in his second score of the day. Now 4 rushing touchdowns on the season. We're going to go for 2. After converting, I believe, 6 consecutive 2-point conversions in that last game. And here we go. Whoa! That pressure just all of a sudden appeared. Chris Jones. I'm quite happy so far with how the offense is played. Defense trying to protect the 2-possession lead. There's Tamanu Pepe slowing him down. They throw over the middle, breaking open Courtney. Yeah, we can get beat pretty badly on these RPOs. Jolly sent off the edge, and it's picked off. BJ Wasevich down the sideline. Mendoza chases him down. Our third pick of the day. I'm not sure this has happened before in this series. But we do send Jolly, and basically Wasevich is going to replace him over there. Now, if the ball's thrown here, this is just an easy catch and run, but Mendoza throws it late, misses. He made 2 mistakes on the same play, and that's why we have the football now. And we run it. No, we're going to throw. Duncan Grant makes the catch and is out of bounds on the reverse pass. Dan Campbell would have been extra proud of us breaking that out there, I feel. Nice throw by J.J. Harrell. And now Grant throwing. Ooh, that was a little high. Keeping it on the ground now. Well blocked to the edge. Hicks runs to the 8. Motioning out the running back now. Caught. Touchdown. Xavier Johnson. What a day for the offense. This is fun. Marshall down 33-14. I thought he was about to take the deep ball, but instead it'll be a big scramble for Mendoza. Out of all the games we've won in this series, there haven't been many because we just took the ball away a bunch of times. So this has been refreshing, but we still need to finish the game. 2 minutes to go in the third. Tamanu Pepe, just too much to handle. Powers his way to the quarterback. This has been one of their best plays of the day. 3 blockers in the area. Mendoza to the 20. We dial up pressure. They're ready. To the 10 goes Sands. Brought down at the 6. Inside give. Touchdown. Marshall Jackson McCarter. Oh, I didn't notice that Charlie Collins got hurt on that last drive, and he's done for the day with a bruised sternum. Not an injury that should linger too much, hopefully. Now, we have been the team coming back in the fourth quarter in recent weeks. We are not trying to reverse the roles here, as we will make it to the fourth right now, up 33-21. Getting the ball to our best player, Xavier Johnson, 4-yard gain. And I got to stop even thinking of trying hard count here on the road. 3rd down and 10. And here they come. It is incomplete. Had all but open, but not the time to get it to him. And here's the chance Marshall needs. It's a 2-score game. They're going to have good field position. As long as they protect the ball, they've shown they can move it down the field. We're playing the option game now more conservatively. I don't want Mendoza running anymore today. Here's a 1st down. Good coverage, but still a catch. Caught by Early Newsome. Max Souls in. Noah Herrick has been banged up. And then Charlie Collins, he is also out. So our defensive line might not make as much of an impact here down the stretch. Lorenzo Riggs is the replacement defensive end. And at the 40-yard line, they run all the way outside. Chased out of bounds by Bridgman at the 32. Mendoza scans. Coming back, caught, and sloppy tackling by Luke Wisham. Touchdown, Cameron Courtney, and a 1-score game. And boy, did they have options here. Our linebackers don't get a lot of depth, and I thought the ball was going to go here. And unless he trips over the referee, he's scoring that way too. Very big drive here. We're going to switch the play here at the line. And we're going to throw this to Hicks instead of hand it to him. Gain of 6. 3rd down and 5. Pressure on the way. Got it there to Johnson. 1st down. Back to pass. Grant all the way out. And overthrows Harrell. They're showing pressure on 3rd and 7. Marshall trying to get off the field again. And they drop out. Pass. Incomplete for Xavier Johnson. As soon as I see they're not pressuring, I'm moving off of the angle route. And I like the look we get here for Johnson. It's a great play by the DB. Colbert boots it, and the pressure is really on the defense as Marshall, through the mistakes, trailing by 3 possessions at one point. They have an opportunity. 6:28 to go. We're down a couple key defensive players. And the ball's out. He broke a tackle, Bridgman. He got a little passive there. Mendoza fakes and throws over Bridgman's head. It's pulled down. There's just been no slowing down Mendoza here late in the game. 33-28. They go with misdirection. Throw is caught again. They're just catching every ball right now. Mendoza will turn and flip it back to Sands. He'll run. Marshall to the lead. On an awkward-looking option. But to Manu Pepe, the one thing he can't do is run fast. And it's such an awkward-looking run. He's basically pitching it directly backwards. They get a good block there on the edge from 85, 83. And breaking out of the pack, all he has to do is outrun the nose tackle. Can we keep it a 1-point game at least? Marshall has taken the lead. Mendoza. No one's open, and it's incomplete. It's not like this snuck up on me. We've had comebacks pulled off in the last couple weeks, but we just could not make plays. Alba secures the ball for a gain of 8. We put 84 in motion now. 4 minutes to play. It's a run. Hawkins, first down. Running, cutting back with Hawkins now, and he gets first down yardage. Alba in motion. Jabari Bush gets a block from Alba and runs us into field goal range. And that play took just enough time. We can run it down to the 2-minute warning. Hicks back in the game now, keeping him fresh as we try to set up a game-winning field goal. On 2nd and 7. Juked through cleanly, but brought down as Marshall calls a timeout. 3 receivers to the right. And the ball is out. Caught. J.J. Harrell. Last thing I wanted to see there was just the edge dropping out. But now Hicks. He centers it. And we can set up a field goal from here. We've just taken a couple knees. Timeout with 3 seconds left. It'll be a 38-yard attempt for Clayton Amaya to continue the undefeated start to the year. The kick is good, and Arkansas State wins it at the buzzer. Another dramatic win. Marshall stormed back with their comeback, but only going up 1 left them vulnerable, and they weren't able to get off the field. Still hard to believe they made it that close and had a chance to win it, but we come out on top again. I dare this team to play a normal football game sometime this year. 36-34 is the final. Alberto Mendoza, 25 of 30. They just wouldn't drop the ball. We couldn't make enough plays on it. We still picked off 3 passes today. That was good. And then their running game ended up having a really positive day, especially with those option keepers for Alberto Mendoza. They had a good game from Cameron Courtney. They broke some big ones eventually. And then for Arkansas State, Duncan Grant, 305 yards. We've been throwing for a lot of yards this season, which is important for some of our deal breakers that are relevant. I know passing yards per game is what I'm paying attention to, and being in the 270, 280 range is where we need to be. On the ground, Caleb Hicks, another 20 carries, 81 yards. In 5 games, he's only had a 20-plus yard carry 1 time. So we are not getting that big play element we had back with Bo Jackson, but he's still been very effective. And Xavier Johnson, 7 for 124 and 2. If you want to slow us down, you really need to start with him. Bush has 5 catches, all but 4. I'm really happy with how the offense played in this game. And the defense, they were good for half of it and bad for the other. 3 sacks, 3 picks. We'll take a win. 5-0 Arkansas State. 1-0 in the Sun Belt. We're still not added to the top 25. I feel we have to be close. We are still not receiving votes, so we're not even like a top 32 team right now. Arkansas, meanwhile, they are at 20. Who's that one lost to again? We're basically the 2022 Vikings right now, just winning one-score games, wild finishes. We're 4-0 in one-possession games this season. And next up, get James Madison. The Dukes are 1-3 through non-conference play. They have 1 player on their roster above an 80 overall, so we would be pretty favored for this matchup. Tyler Chambers is the quarterback. He has speed, a strong arm, can throw on the run a little bit. In the backfield, Colin Eason. At receiver, Tavita McNitt is a 77. Jamarian McDougal is the wide receiver 2. One of their strengths is in their pass protection, and if you can slow that down, you can definitely make some plays against us. But the big story of this game is going to be more so on the recruiting front, because we have a key player visiting this week, and it's Gerald Ogletree, who still only has 1 offer. He is the quarterback that could transform this program. He is a 3-star dual threat athlete, and he's gone underlooked and underrated. He has 95 throw power, exceptional accuracy to all levels. He's mobile, and I want him on this team as our starting quarterback. Well, he is going to visit as we take on JMU. I've also invited a tight end in Kiki McCracken and a left tackle in Nathan Soliday. This could be a trio for years to come. I wish I could have Keontae Bargava visit this week, but we're going to set him up for week 8. As expected, Rashawn Rhodes flipped to Southern Miss after his visit there, but it's still quite close. A visit in week 7 during the bye, would that really make a difference? I'm not sure. But I think at the very least, making it complimentary in some way should be a boost. I'm going to remove 10 points here off of Cordell Herring, and I'm going to put a 5 on there so I can afford the visit. Now, Herring, I was really worried that we might just end up not being able to battle here against UTSA. But the hard sell versus soft sell has made the difference. And so I'm going to schedule a visit here in week 7 for these two together. It's during the bye. I'm hoping that at least it being complimentary makes a difference, but I need it there as soon as possible because Rhodes' decision is coming up. But the top goal now is to impress Gerald Ogletree and get him closer to making a decision before a big team out there wakes up to what he's all about. For the first time, I'm taking on James Madison. And Arkansas State is trying to go 2-0 in conference. We're playing for a perfect first half and bowl eligibility. And we are underway back at home in the all-red alternates. The Big Red Machine defending their undefeated record against Tavita McNitt, Tyler Chambers, and the Dukes. Charlie Collins is in there. Noah Herrick is in there. D-line at full strength, and we're underway. Pressured on the first play of the day, and it's a 1-yard completion. A 4-man rush. That is incomplete. Good coverage, Marcus Gorey. And we're set up to get the ball for the first time, and J.J. Harrell, he's only got maybe a couple guys to get around and gets taken down at the 31. Short field. Every game, I feel like Duncan Grant has this stat line. Multiple touchdowns, 300 yards. And we're running it up the middle with Caleb Hicks. A burst of 12. Bring in 5. Grant throws and misses J.J. Harrell. You see that, Ogletree? There's a chance for you to become our starter next season. I bet he makes that pass. Jabari Bush makes the catch at the sticks. But I'm happy with Duncan Grant this season. He's come in, run the show for us. He's managed to play pretty well so far, all things considered, but he's not an upper-tier passer. He's going to miss plays. 3rd down and goal. Pass is denied for Xavier Johnson. Let's let the game winner get out there. We've had a good season so far from Clayton Amaya. Duke's football at the 20. An open look. And their first down to McNitt. Play action. Never had a chance. Charlie Collins dives in for the sack. He now has 12 on the season. He might have at least one in every game. Following the gain of 6, they'll get 4 of it back. A 4-man rush now. They're trying to set up something down the field, but it's broken up by Cody DeCambra. Had a false start to begin the possession. 1st down and 15. Grant rolling out. Not a chance worth taking. They bring a bunch. Rolling, getting it out. Here's J.J. Harrell, and he gets a 1st down. Who of you guys enjoyed watching the most on this team here in Season 3? I think it was easy to be kind of down on things after losing Bo Jackson and all we lost from the last offseason. You know, Grant's back. It didn't go well in Season 2. But this team has just fit so well together. Grant is sacked. We're going to spread the defense here on a 3rd and 20. This one's going deep, and it is incomplete. Caleb Hicks is here in the slot, and it looked like he was going to bring this one in, but he could not complete the process of the catch. JMU football, it's only a 3-0 game, but they're having trouble connecting for completions. Well, they're 5 of 8. We've actually had the greater difficulty. A sweep. And good blocking. He gets to the outside and meets DeCambra. It's a gain of 9. 3rd down JMU. And running right into the blitz. Taken down by Wisham. Beginning in plus territory, but another big TFL for JMU. They're making good plays at just the right time. Now protection holds up long enough, wide open. Xavier Johnson takes it inside the 30. Could be coming after us here on 2nd down. Rolling, throwing. Warren makes a great catch, leaping at the 13. It's just one of those things we got to stick with. And here's Hicks. He pulls him into the end zone. A powerful run. Touchdown, Arkansas State. (10-0) early, and JMU has not shown much ability to move the football yet. 4-man rush on the slant. That's going to be a yard shy. They got the first via sneak. And now off a broken tackle, this will be a gain of 5. 3rd and 2. Oh, the second effort. Just got it. Back to pass. Now throwing to the outside, and that's a good ball. Hooking up with McNitt. 2nd down and 4. Pressure, and down goes the quarterback, Tyler Chambers. It's Noah Herrick. We send pressure again on third down. They handle it, and they will air it out to the end zone. Broken up. Devon Jolly. Rolling Grant out here. That is some pretty good coverage. And eventually, it's Harrell uncovering. Another carry for Hicks in what's been a slow first half for the ground attack. Third down and 3. It's thrown out to Hawkins. He gets the first, shaking 2 defenders in open field. Facing third down and 6. Coming across the middle, Damar Alba, a first down. A good look here on the outside. Blockers for Alba. 10 more on the screen. Trips left. And J.J. Harrell in the backfield as we hand it to him. And J.J. runs in the touchdown. Had to give him a chance to actually carry the ball. And Arkansas State builds up their first half lead. JMU hasn't scored in the first half, and they're trying to change that. They have 50 yards of offense. And that's close to what it would take to put them in field goal range. So 1:28 on the clock. Duke's running this one. And it's not going far. 4-man rush on third down. And there's an opening across the 50. The big play. It's a Colin Eason, their top running back. About a minute to go now. And to the sideline. A catch for 8. Running to the right, not much. And now Charlie Collins is hurt. This is a keeper on 3rd and 3. How about the blocking? And out of bounds goes Chambers. Collins is out again with a bruised sternum. He's bruised it in back-to-back weeks. So he's out. That'll make it a little bit easier on this offense. Another keeper, Chambers, will get 1. It's the best they've looked offensively, but can they cap the drive off now? 3rd and 8. Chambers throws, and it's broken up by Gorey. They'll attempt one now from 29. For their first points, JMU hits the kick. All right, a very clean half of football for Arkansas State. Nothing too out of the ordinary yet, but it's been the second halves where these games go off the rails. We'll see if it happens again. So remember, Bush played a lot more because we were going to focus on passing the ball a couple weeks ago. I have Jackson Warren in the game right now. I'd like to establish more of the ground game in the second half. We lose 3, though, on first down. It's 3rd down and 8. And stepping up, and down goes Grant. Pretty good coverage. All right, defense, we've had enough interesting games for a while. Let's keep this one a little more boring. 2nd down for JMU. It is a play fake and a scramble. Up the middle, sliding shy is Chambers. They're going to run right up the middle and through. Bursting into the secondary to the 36, Colin Eason. Another run, and this is opening up in a big way. 10-5, stopped by DeCambra. Now a throw, right as he's hit, it's McNitt. Stopped. Eason motions out. Handoff. Hit down at the 3. Now throwing on 3rd down. Pass. Caught. Call the touchdown. Eason backed in over the pylon. There was like no room out there. And here we go. It's been cut to a 1-possession game. We can't be done scoring then. Here is a good start to the drive on a 9-yard gain for Hicks. Inside give. Hicks again. Now he goes for 10+. Now a run for Hicks on the RPO. Gain of 3. Back to pass now, 3rd down. Grant gets the pass off. Alba is there and hops out of bounds at the 32. A few of these plays, I'm not seeing it fast enough. And I'm like, all right, here comes the pressure. But it's not there. The protection is holding up extremely well today. We've had a chance to hit some throws that we are absolutely not hitting in games like the Marshall game, where their pass rushers did not let me stand around. 2nd down, and Grant's going to air it out, hitting Harrell inside the 2. Jaden Hartz is hurt on the play, our left guard. Great ball there from Duncan Grant. Little more than a yard to go. Caleb Hicks is going to run and maybe get the line of scrimmage. We toss it this time, and Caleb Hicks is going to walk in and score another rushing touchdown. Hartz has bruised his sternum. We got to figure out why all the sternums are getting bruised here. Down 2 of our most important trench players in a 2-score game. I want to slow down this offensive momentum, though. And that's put on the ground. Call the fumble on the field. Luke Wisham, he's going to celebrate. But let's check it. And it's going to be called a touchdown on the field. Let's see again. This was a bang-bang play. And yeah, I think the knee's down again. The replay official controls reviews in this situation. And apparently they didn't see anything to overturn it. 31-10 Arkansas State. Had to burn a timeout because I accidentally called an onside kick, which I haven't done in a while. Hopefully I don't need that one. How good would a 3-and-out sound right here? 3rd and 2, JMU, running Herrick, and he's taken down. Luke Wisham. A sweep for Hicks. And again, good drive starter. We're going to make it to the 4th quarter, up 21. And not a single interesting thing is bound to happen in this 4th quarter. Right? I'm a content creator begging for my content to become more boring here momentarily. Overthrown! Don't you dare throw a pick on that. I just want the video to become temporarily boring is all. Inside give. Hawkins! And he cuts through, getting 1st down yardage. One thing to keep in mind, too, with the ground game and how it's been, tough now for a 4-game stretch, really. The O-line is one of our greatest weaknesses. And now missing one of our top guards, it doesn't get better. So maybe this is what we were supposed to be all along. A team that doesn't hit a lot of big plays, and that's not our backfield skill set either. We're just trying to be a good 4-yard-a-carry running game, essentially. 3rd down and 3. We're going to throw this one. Xavier Johnson can't hold on. James Madison. Good coverage. Almost picked. Good coverage from Devon Jolly. 5 on the rush. Pass high. And this time it's caught. Chambers down the field now. A leaping grab. They've been lulling me to sleep here with all the runs and quick throws. But now a chunk play into plus territory. What's this diamond backfield they got here? Play action. And he avoids the sack. That was pressure from Devin Noteboom, who's been showing up more and more, I'd say, as a rusher. Here's a good run now. Oh, over pursued. Jolly. 10-5 touchdown. And it's a 2-possession game. Jolly didn't make me very jolly on that play. It's Cedric Hawkins. Oh, nice cut. There we go. And space. Hawkins with one of our best runs of the season. Caleb Hicks has 1 beyond 20 this year. And Cedric Hawkins just picked up a 23-yarder. 6.5 minutes on the clock. Hit. Incomplete. We need 7. And, oh, don't even think about it. It's almost picked. Incomplete. I got aggressive there. I wanted something down the field, and their blitz just kind of threw me off. We punt it back. They're going to have to go a long ways again. We've played in 4 one-score games this season. They just find a way to get there by the end. 31-17. Good run stop. Continuing to run. And they get the first down. Eason has a $120 thanks to that long touchdown run. Going to play a little bit more cover 2. I just want to force this drive to take as much time as possible. Nice. Off the block, Tamanu Pepe stuffs it. Trying to chew up some time here and force throws underneath. I want that clock moving. 4-man rush. There's an open zone and a first down for Sanchez, the tight end. Again in our soft cover 2. That is a gain of 9. JMU, 2nd and 1. They're trying to set up the deep ball, and it will never happen. Samu Tamanu Pepe. Oh, I actually wanted to call timeout there. They're going to throw this short of the sticks and get it. I was trying to have them run all the way back and then call the timeout. Took a second too long because I wanted to switch up to a dime defense and maybe play some soft man-to-man. 3 minutes on the clock now. Tamanu Pepe taking over the final minutes. 3rd and 9. Here's a downfield shot. Incomplete. A cover 2 whole shot throw there. Safety made a play. And now we can turn them away if we get off the field here. Max Souls is now on the field. We bring 4. Chambers has time. Loads up to the end zone. Broken up. Incomplete. And the drop there is the right play. Let's just say that was a high football IQ and not a drop. 2:26 to go. I'm trying to win this game by multiple possessions. Hawkins will try to get us closer. He's doing a good job. Hawkins again. Very close to a first. And we're going to sneak. I don't know if we got it. They're calling a timeout, I'm assuming, because, yeah, if it was a change of possession, then the clock wouldn't be running. That'll do it. We pick up the win. A perfect first half to the season. 6-0. And we had Gerald Ogletree, our #1 recruit, in attendance for our latest win. A lot of running in this one. Really just trying to get this game wrapped up. You know, we had a good lead. Just wanted to run the ball, wear them out, and not let it get interesting. We got outgained. We only had 288 yards of offense. That's kind of wild. We were 7-13, though, on 3rd downs. So Grant, 14-23, $169. Just a light workload here in the passing game. Well, we ran it 20 times with Hicks, 10 times with Hawkins, once with Harrell, and weren't all that efficient, you know, outside of Hawkins running for a 23-yard gain. So a quiet day then for Xavier Johnson, just 1 for 22. DeMar Alba had 5 catches. A lot of TFLs. We played aggressive in the running game. It worked some of the time. 4 sacks, no interceptions. Gerald Ogletree had a good visit, but now we are not meeting his deal breaker, as that was a very low, pass game output. I guess he visited a game where we didn't throw the ball a lot. We just ran the ball for 3 yards all day long. So did he like the win, but not like the way we got it? Perhaps we could say that. We're going to have to satisfy that deal breaker. Meanwhile, Roshan Rhodes is near a decision. I don't know if the bye week visit is going to be enough to save us, but that is our Hail Mary attempt to add him. We also still lead for Cordell Herring, who's going to be a part of that visit, but he will visit UTSA in week 10 if we can't wrap it up prior to that, but I think we'll be able to. Scouting an athlete here who's ranked the 23rd best offensive lineman, maybe a guard, and like his ratings kind of stink, but he's a good athlete. Maybe he's just good on defense. We're going to sim past the week 7 bye then. And here we are with Ogletree, and now the deal breaker is met. So I'll take it. We'll go back to the hard sell. That's taken care of, and we're getting close to a decision. So for running back Daniel Bauman, in the mix now is Pitt, and we might get crushed now because we haven't been meeting his deal breaker, despite I have been throwing to the running backs a bit more, but it's apparently not enough. So again, the backfield threats, that's like a receiving back archetype. They want to see that you're going to throw it to the running backs. We're credited right now with 13 receptions. That's 6 for Hicks, 6 for Hawkins, 1 for Cooks. So it's being tracked properly. I think a couple of these could have been ruled runs is part of the issue. But there are a lot of zeros in here for Caleb Hicks. And throwing to the running backs hasn't been a significant part of the offense. And if that doesn't change, I think Pitt is going to win rather easily. Get ready to treat all these running backs like they're Christian McCaffrey or Alvin Kamara. We're just going to check it down over and over again. Probably not, but I'll try to make an effort to throw it a bit more and see if we can still be in good shape here. But just seeing the progress Pitt made, that's a concern. But that's with us not adding on any points. You know, we have the deal breaker issue, so our points, I guess, got removed. I didn't manually remove them. I know in the past it would still show that, like, our pitches or whatever are being used, but right now there's nothing. So I'm actually being penalized. If I can get the deal breaker back on track, maybe we have a chance. Maybe we can get a visit set up. For Keontae Bargava, we have a nice little lead, and he's going to be visiting actually in our next game then. So I feel really good about that battle. Gerald Ogletree, no other offers. Picasso Rosado. If we could just get that deal breaker up, then I think we'd be in awesome shape. I don't know why it's a D-. We can go check our Mike stats here when I'm done in recruiting. Kiki McCracken, this one's just about over. Rashawn Rhodes, we're now in that kind of final stretch recruiting battle. It was so close that nobody won it, and now it's going to come down to these next few weeks. Visits are done, and we'll see who comes out on top. Nathan Soliday, probably going to pick us here very soon. I would like to get this wrapped up. I'll go with like a 35 there. Cordell Herring, wow. I think we can get him to make a decision prior to that UTSA visit. Good for Flood. Good for Kofi Osgood. We're going to up the points here so we can try to get our first players in the class. We're the only team in the Sun Belt without anybody. No 4 stars yet. Southern Miss has a few 3s, as does Louisiana. Yeah, we're just late to the party in recruiting, but we still end up coming away with a lot of good players. And I want to look at BJ Wisevich's numbers. Is it really an issue? Because he's out there a lot. He has 34 tackles, 16 solos. I guess it's not an impressive number to Picasso Rosado. And we're off to a good start this year in the West, 2-0. Troy is 3-0. Southern Miss is 2-0. So those are the teams to keep an eye on. Louisiana Tech, they're 0-3, and they're also our next opponent. It's them, followed by Troy. And that's going to be a road game. Very big one there. I think that, Southern Miss, Louisiana, those are your main games to watch out for, but we're not good enough to, look over anybody. We're still playing close games. Duncan Grant is sitting on 12 touchdown passes to 4 interceptions. The numbers, I think, are in a very solid spot. And for like pass attempts per game, 31 and change is not bad. That's closer to what I wanted to see after over 500 pass attempts last year. Caleb Hicks is at 4.6 a carry, and so is Cedric Hawkins. Xavier Johnson has crossed 502 yards, so he's on pace for over 1,000 this year. Harrell 309, Alba 250. I'm really happy how we've gotten Alba involved as a freshman. Don't want to see him, not happy with his playing time. So hopefully this has been adequate. I don't know when playing time updates. Samaj Bridgman, 59 tackles. That is the team lead, and 13 TFLs as an off-ball linebacker. That's pretty crazy. 21 tackles for Charlie Collins, who has left the game with a sternum injury the last 2 weeks. And then Samu Tamanu Pepe, predictably disruptive. 5 interceptions now. We might have somebody get 2 in the season. Maybe. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I think the team is playing really well. Offense, defense, special teams are in a good spot. We've been clutch late in games. We've caught some breaks. We're not wasting opportunities presented to us. So we'll try to stay unbeaten next time, and thank you all for watching another episode with the Red Wolves. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more, and I will see you all when the season continues.